Hey tubers, I thought I'd get a little 2019 update here. I've got these two radios that I picked up. The one on the right is a 1953 Philco. It's it's kind of just a lot of people consider it a chair side, but actually it's a. Let me sit this down here. Oop, I'm trying to do this one-handed here. It's kind of a leaf table, and they were actually designed to put a Philco TV on top. Some people call them a chair side. I don't know. These are more like tables, a radio table. Picked it up in Knoxville. I'm actually live Jasper. It's right outside of Chattanooga. But a couple weeks ago, and this was in Knoxville too. And we was going to pick it up. Found them both on Facebook Marketplace. And this one is a 1950 Motorola 6F11. And I've got both turntables out of them. I'm actually doing some parts check-in, replace the cartridges and stuff like that. And but I'm just kind of playing around with them right now. But this, we was going to pick up the same weekend we was going to pick up this, but the seller ended up doing a pending, like somebody's going to come get it. So we missed out on it. And then it came back. The seller backed out. And then Mother's Day weekend, which was last weekend, my wife was going to, or my now wife, I've been married since the last video I've done and moved. Well, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But she had a little Mother's Day trip with her mom back up in Knoxville. So we was able to do a PayPal deposit on this one and bring it back home with us. Or she was able to bring it back home with her. And but I've got both turntables. That's both turntables right there. I'm just kind of checking idler wheels and getting a parts list. My garage is kind of disarray. I've got Philco there, Admiral TV, which I've never done a video on the Admiral TV. I've done one with Zenith. Zenith's there. I'll never get rid of it. And there's a Jukebox over there that I did a couple weeks ago. I never really done a video on it. I actually bought it to use at our wedding as like music for the reception. I ain't decided what we're going to do with it yet, whether we'll keep it in the garage or in the house. But a lot of this stuff I usually keep in my building, which you've seen in my previous videos of my building. That was up at my parents', which I don't have the building here at my new place yet. I'm going to probably put it up there, and it still has a lot of stuff in it. And this garage was a staging area. All this stuff is going to end up in the building, but I put it in the garage, and I still got to empty it out and then have it moved down here, and then I can be able to put all this stuff in there. So the building's kind of or my garage is kind of disarrayed right now. But I kind of wanted to talk about these two projects right here. Actually, they both work. The turntables do not, but the radios both work, and with no 60 cycle hum, and they both still have the original caps in them. Both need refinished. But, pretty good shape. And they're both rare. I can get the, schematics for this. I can't even find the schematics for this Philco right here for the turntable, either one. Super hard to find. And I posted this on Antique Radios on my Facebook group, and it does have both spindles. It has the 45 spindle and the regular 78. You pull the spindle out of the center of the turntable, which this is the turntable for the Motorola. Right here is turned upside down. You actually pull the spindle out and you replace it with the 45. And somebody told me you're lucky for this to come with it. It's super rare. That this is you could probably sell this on eBay just by itself and make gobs of money on it, because this is being a rare unit anyways. And they're both pretty much All-American 5s. This one has a transformer, so it's similar, but this one doesn't. All the tubes are in series, just like All-American 5s. But this one right here does have a transformer in it. But I'll talk about my jukebox here. This is a 1982 Rowe R. No, it's not an R. It's I can't even think of the model number. But it's It's a 160 selection jukebox that I completely redid. I gave like around $100 for it, but I'll tell you what I gave for these two radios. I gave 50 for the Motorola and 40 for the Philco. Probably more than what I normally give for radios, but they're super rare, and me and her both like them, and we're going to use them as decor in the house. But both of them's going to be refinished. But you know, it's a good sounding jukebox. It's not, you know, it's not a. Let me open her up here. One-handed here. I cut it off while I was playing the record, so the record's still on the turntable. But I had to put a new set of speakers in it, and send the computer out. This computer right here, I had to send it out. Well, no, I did a core exchange. I didn't really send it out. And then another one right down here, a place up in New Hampshire called I wish I could. Just type in Rowe Jukebox parts and you'll find them. A guy in New Hampshire, I can't even think his name, his company, but he'll do a core exchange on these computers for Rowe Jukeboxes. And he'll send you one rebuilt, and then he'll rebuild the one you sent him and sell to somebody else. You know, keeps them on the shelf. But I had both of them, not really rebuilt, but core exchange for a rebuilt one. Put new needle, new turntable belt, 2 new speakers. I didn't have to, the amplifier, I didn't have to touch it. It's all got the original caps in them. Didn't have to touch the power supply. And it'll take coins. Coins work. Sounds really, really great. And this actually can be made into a 200 selection jukebox, but the bigger Rowe jukebox for 200 selection. This is 160, but it was because they didn't have enough room on the up here for, you know, 100 title strips for 200 selections, and I made it 100. They put a thing in there to where I only pick 160 songs, so it's got like a 3 record gap, like 3 record gap here, you know, every so often. I mean, you could put records in there, and there's something you could do to make it 200, but you wouldn't be able to have room for the other 20 title strips there. But you know, I have talked about in there. I got some, you know, some of my restoration equipment there. It's kind of disarrayed, and well, I could talk about this Philco radio I had got back at the 127 sale back in August. I've got some stuff out of the way. Whoop. Yeah, I'm a little Philco there. I know a lot of this stuff. I know you're thinking, what are y'all doing? What are you doing having all this stuff piled? But it's a boomerang. There's a couple videos of these models on YouTube, and what it does is it plays a 78, and you open this up and you slide the 78 in there and you just shut it and it'll play. And just type in, I don't know, I can't even think of the model number off the top of my head, but there's a couple videos of these things playing, and I got a really good deal in it, all original. All I did was just did a simple recap of it. Actually the cartridge was really good. All I had to do was replace the needle on the cartridge. It plays great. It needs a matching knob. It's missing a knob. So, well, it's not missing a knob. It's got a wrong knob on it. It's going to have to be replaced. It just needs a good cleaning. But all I did was just a simple recap. So, because it had a bad 60 cycle hum in it. But this is something that's going to be in the house. So, we'll talk about where I've recently moved to. Me and my now wife, we bought this place back in October. I think my last video was a 2018 update, and that was done last summer. I was still at my parents'. But we bought a 5-acre place here, about 15 miles from my parents. And somebody's out riding four-wheelers, but just a little update here. You know, hopefully by the time, you know, I'll do another video, I'll have that building down here and have me a little workshop in here and stuff like that. So I just got stuff disarrayed. I've been using this table beside the jukebox over here. Right there is my little restoration table right there, but cleaning and restoration table. But you know, hopefully by then I'll have all this cleaned up. But today's a Saturday. I've actually been kind of doing parts finding for these, you know. idler, like I said, idler wheels and cartridges, and if I gotta have them rebuild, they'll take a while to have them rebuild, and I go ahead and get the ball rolling on that before I actually start recapping and stuff on these. But till next time, YouTubers, we'll see you then.